Today we are going to read The Sneeches by Dr. Seuss. It says other stories. It says other stories, but we're not going to read other stories. Yes, that one. Exactly. Okay, so let's read this. Okay. Written and illustrated by none other than. You are paying attention, and I love that. Now the star-belly Sneeches had bellies with stars. The plain-belly Sneeches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big. Those stars are really so small. You think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. Right? Star, no star? But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneeches would brag, "We're the best kind of Sneech on the beaches." With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. They'd have nothing to do with the plain belly sort, and whenever they met some when they were out walking, they'd hike right past them without even talking. When the star-belly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game?
No.
Not at all. You could only play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-belly children had none upon theirs. When the star-belly Sneeches had frankfurter roasts, or picnics or parties or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-belly Sneeches. They left them out in the cold and the dark of the beaches. They kept them away and never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. That's right. That's right. Keep your comments, guys, until after the book. Then one day it seems, while the plain-belly Sneeches were moping and doping along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he announced in a voice clear and keen, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed." Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very, very peculiar machine. And he said, "You want stars like a star-belly Sneech, my friends? You can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they climbered inside. Then the big machine roared, and it clunked, and it bonked, and it jerked, and it burked, and it bopped them about, but the thing really worked. When the plain-belly Sneeches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start, "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your frankfurter parties." "Good grief," groaned the ones who had stars at the first. "We're still the best Sneeches, and they are the worst." "But now, how in the world will we know," they all frowned, "if which kind is what, or the other way round?" Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think, so you don't know who's who. That's perfectly fine, but come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneeches on beaches, and all it will cost is $10 eaches." "Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneeches who have them on theirs." Working very precise, and that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. It's called an adverb when it has ly at the end. Then, with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. Ah! We know who is who. Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneeches are Sneeches without. Then, of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them to his star off machine. Then, of course, then on, and as you would probably guess, things got really, things really got into a horrible mess. We'll see. All the rest of the day, all those wild screaming beaches, on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneeches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced, round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through, until neither the plane nor the Starbelly knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. Look at the words. Don't predict. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went, and he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never will learn. No, you can't teach a Sneech. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneeches got really quite smart on that day. That day they decided that Sneeches were Sneeches, and no kind of Sneech is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneeches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon theirs. And that is the end of the Sneeches. Now, right now we're going to talk about in a second, how would you treat somebody without a star if you were one of the Sneeches with stars? Think about that question. But for now, like, subscribe, tap that bell, and all the lingo that these cool kids use. And see you next time. Don't end up with the blues. And read every single